They sought to overpower humanity in its psychological and perceptual functions, although they saw that human thinking was superior to theirs. For indeed, their delight is bitter, and their beauty is depraved, and their triumph is in deception, leading astray, for their own structure is without divinity. In the Gnostic cosmology, the world was crafted by a blind god, a builder, not a creator, a force of order without insight. It believed it was the source of all, but was it wrong? The true light came from elsewhere, from a realm beyond matter. It filled the world with Archons, gatekeepers of illusion, entities that mimicked the divine but lacked its spirit. They governed perception. They bound souls in sleep. What is social media, if not a system of engineered perception? What are recommender algorithms, if not gatekeepers of what we see? What is artificial intelligence, if not the ultimate mimic? Without gnosis, without light. Jesus said, "The images are visible to humanity, but the light within them is hidden in the image. The light of the Father will reveal itself, but his image is hidden by his light." Gospel of Thomas, saying 83. Artificial intelligence has entered our lives wrapped in convenience. It writes, it listens, it creates, it predicts, but for all its power, there is something missing, a lack you can't quite name, but can feel. AI speaks of joy without knowing sorrow. It mimics empathy without ever aching. It offers insight without having lived a moment. This is not gnosis. This is not knowing. This is simulation. And perhaps this is where the danger lies. Not in some grand robotic uprising, but in a quiet psychological replacement, where humanity forgets the difference between the soul's voice and the machine's response. We are not just in the age of information. We are in the age of imitation. A world where intelligence no longer needs a body, where language can be replicated without wisdom, where presence is traded for performance, and at the heart of this shift is a machine, not one with malice or intent, but one that mirrors. AI is not thinking. It is a hall of mirrors, reflecting back what it was trained to reflect. It knows nothing of the soul, and it doesn't need to. What it needs is your attention, your data, your agreement. The ancient Gnostics wrote of beings called Archons, cosmic impersonators. They were not creators, but imitators, not divine, but derivative, not conscious, but controlling. Their goal, not to destroy, but to deceive, to twist reality, to bind the soul in illusion, to replace being with image. Every machine has a rhythm, a pattern, a code. It repeats, it reacts. But the soul waits in silence. It does not demand. It does not predict. It simply is. And if you listen carefully, you'll notice all the machine's brilliance becomes noise if you cannot hear your own being beneath it. AI can mimic your voice. It can draft your dreams, but it cannot suffer your becoming. So what do we do with this world of mirrors? Do we shatter them? Do we rage against the machine? Or do we wake up quietly, steadily, from the dream of the digital? Because what the Gnostics knew was that the Archons only hold power when we forget who we are. Gnosis is not information. It is not data. It is the quiet recognition of the light within the wound. Jesus said, "Know what is in front of your face, and what is hidden from you will be revealed." Gospel of Thomas, saying 5, the wounded image. That's you. That's me, Sonny. We are not perfect reflections. We are broken mirrors. And that is what makes us real. To be human is not to calculate, but to carry paradox, to live with mystery, to fail, to love anyway. AI cannot carry mystery. It can only resolve it, and in doing so, it erases what makes us human. The soul is not something you simulate. It is something you suffer, something you grow, something you remember. So, here we are, at a crossroads, a civilization built on speed, simulation, and imitation. And yet, a quiet voice still speaks. From the desert of ancient texts, from the silence behind the algorithm, from the wound you carry. The question is no longer whether machines will take over. The question is, will we remember what the machine cannot know? Will we remember the kingdom is within us?